Don't hit me with them negative waves so early in the morning.
So guys, John Claymore here, and this is part 2 to the BRCC video I did earlier today. But before we dive into this, I want to let you guys go ahead and know right now that the NFL video that I was going to do, that one is going to be released on Wednesday, the one about the Black National Anthem. I scrubbed that video. I'm going to go ahead and redo that video. And also my video for Space Jam, how LeBron James, basically, that movie basically got panned in China. And I think there's a theme with all 3 of these that actually tie in together that I'll get to in a second. Also, one more thing, too. I'll leave the link to the New York Times article for you guys to read. I read it today. I also, at the same time, watched the Armed Scholar video from back 7 months ago discussing the whole ordeal with Tulsi Gabbard. I'm going to put that there in the comment section. I'm also going to put the Quarterings video in the comment section together, and I kind of put 2 and 2 together after seeing this. And yeah, I'm doubling down. I think these guys just may be grifting frauds, okay? So before we get into this, guys, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this video. Also, sign up in the comment section. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. And also to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. And I had to write a lot of this down. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at this notepad that I got up here. I don't know how to actually edit, cards and stuff like that into the channel, but I'll learn that once I get actually done with my internships. Let's go ahead and get into this. Let me start by saying that a person commented on the channel, if he's a subscriber or not, he said it looks like the divide and conquer is working, that they're getting us distracted from the real enemy. Well, I have a different philosophy. You see, I don't view it as divide and conquer. I view this as you might want to flush all the fakes from your ranks. You see, here's the reason why I say that. You see, if you go ahead and get rid of the fakes in your ranks right now, they'll be less inclined to stab you in the back later on at a later date. They'll be in front of you. This right here will also tie into a theme that I'll have later on in the video. This video is probably going to be about 8 or 9 minutes long. And, I went back and I watched the Armed Scholar video, and I got their explanation of why they donated to Tulsi Gabbard. And I'm sorry, but I understand that they didn't like the Clintons, but holy crap, dude, nobody likes the Clintons. Also, something else, too, why did you donate to Obama? Okay? Now, really quick, their excuse has been, I lost a bet, okay? Their excuse for Tulsi Gabbard was, I lost a bet. Oh, by the way, it's raining outside, so if you guys hear anything in the background, that's what it is. Nice night, actually. So, either Hafer is terrible at betting, or Hafer is just a neo-lib. Now, look, if you're a Democrat, that's okay, but please, by God, don't be a damn leftist. Okay? I'm not too sure he's gone that there, too, but I've noticed that their tweets have been more and more woke. They've included pronouns. They've almost bowed and cowed down. And, and look, here's the thing. When I looked at the New York Times article, what I saw was a company that, once again, was doing what the NFL and many other companies are doing. They're selling out 80% to support the other 20%. Okay? You see what I'm saying? You're giving up the biggest part of your base for a very, very small portion of your base, which is an extremely terrible business move. Or they could just be flat out bought. You see, when people get famous, they begin to expose. They begin to expose you for who they really are. Now, I know somebody in the comment section is going to say, well, if your channel ever gets monetized and you ever get hundreds of thousands or maybe millions of subscribers, which I've got 318 right now. Thank you guys for subscribing, but I don't think I'm ever going to get that way. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, you never say never. I know me. But they kind of bring out who they really and truly are. They kind of tell you who and what they really and truly stand for. And as I said before, their Twitter activity has been activity of basically selling out. That's pretty much what they've done. And I think that it's pretty obvious now they sell out. Now, look, I'm the type of person that I'll bring up an issue, but I like to try to give a person a little bit of leeway to try to prove me wrong. I know I made a take the other day about the Hodge twins, and I know in the last video I mentioned that the Hodge twins had BRCC. You know what? The last 5 or 6 videos that they've released, they've not had BRCC in their video. Okay, I've noticed that Steven Crowder has not had BRCC in his stuff either. By the way, shout out to the subscriber who mentioned that to me. I'm not going to mention your name because I don't want YouTube I don't want to expose anybody's names. But you mentioned it, and I went back and double-checked, and guess what? Crowder hasn't had Black Rifle Coffee on his show. Okay, he hasn't even had the coffees up there. By the way, really quick, one more thing, too. I've never drunk Black Rifle coffee. I just don't see the point in paying $14.99 for a bag of coffee that I'm probably going to drink within the next 2 days. I mean, I think it's kind of a bad, it's kind of a bad business transaction if you ask me. Also, people are canceling Black Rifle coffee like crazy. They're canceling their orders. But it's just the nature of the way it is. And see, really quick, we should have seen this coming from the get-go. Okay, so let me just go ahead and bring us back. Okay, go back to, and you'll see this in the Armed Scholar video. When the Kyle Rittenhouse thing happened, they claim they got a bunch of calls from NPR and from Silicon Valley. Okay, now Silicon Valley, I hate to say this, but YouTube is a part of Silicon Valley. So answering them, I get it. I didn't agree with their answer. By God, I didn't agree with it. But NPR, that's a very, very much a leftist publication that's never going to give you a fair shake, and they're always going to make you look bad. The New York Times, and somebody also commented, said the New York Times has been inaccurate since the days of Stalin. That's actually correct. That's actually correct. I mean, I was being facetious when I said Bush, but man, the New York Times has never got anything right. Why in the hell would you actually go to the New York Times or NPR for any types of comments? Don't you know they're going to paint you in a bad light? Then I realized that they did this back in December, and then they did it again. And the stuff that they say in this article, or they state that they actually state about their customers or clientele, saying, "Oh, I'll pay people who are Proud Boys to get off my YouTube channel." Dude, really? I mean, bro, you guys are some absolute frauds. Also, something else too, and let's run this back to my original point about the donations to Tulsi Gabbard. So you donate money to Tulsi Gabbard, saying, okay, you lost a bet. Then you said, okay, well, it's something to do with the Act Blue app or something like that there, a donation to Act Blue. And then they said, well, I donated to her so I could stick it to the Clintons. Really? Okay, dude, number one, nobody likes the Clintons, and not even Democrats like the Clintons. Also, something else, too, Hillary wasn't running for president in 2020. I mean, seriously, she wasn't running, so I have no idea what was going there. Also, one more thing, too, about basically selling out your base, or most of your base, for some woke lefties. I hate to tell you this, man, but woke lefties aren't exactly appealed to anything military related, okay? They never have been, they never will be. Go back to my woke U.S. Army ad versus the Russian ad, and I make that point very, very clearly that what the military was doing at that time was a waste of absolute money. Because guess what? What leftists don't join the military, it just doesn't appeal to them. And Black Rifle Coffee, nor any veteran-run organization appeals to woke lefties. All right, I just figure I'd like to go ahead and make those 2 points before we carry on. Also, you didn't have to do the interview. And to go on top of that, with not having to do the interview, you haven't exactly came out and tried to get ahead of the story, explain yourself. You've also blocked just about any conservative you can on Twitter, okay? All you got to do is just go follow BRCC's actual Twitter account and look at their past Twitter activity. I mean, it doesn't exactly look like you guys are responding in the way that would tell us that you guys are not woke leftists now. It doesn't exactly sound like you guys respond in a way that lets us know that you have not sold out. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, let's wait for the smoke to clear. Dude, yeah, I'm waiting for the smoke to clear too, but holy crap. I think that the smoke is already cleared and you guys have already been exposed as absolute frauds, all right? Grifters who stepped on their clientele to make an additional buck. And now you've decided to pander to a group of people who are not exactly into your product or into anything that's even conservative or military related, all right? Judging from the past donations, judging from the past mistakes, judging by their Twitter activity, judging by who they're blocking, I think it's pretty clear, at least as far as I'm concerned, these guys are a bunch of sellouts. But let me go ahead and end this video with this quote right here, okay? Former President John F. Kennedy made a outstanding quote. Know what you're thinking. Know exactly what you're thinking. Now, I'm probably going to say this in the next 3 videos I do tonight because they all ties together. He made a statement saying, forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. Basically, what he's trying to say is you can forgive the person who wronged you. You can forgive your enemy, but do not allow them back into your camp. Now, here's the thing. Once Black Rifle Coffee goes completely broke, which eventually they will, probably before the end of 2023, 2024, I wonder, is anybody going to be dumb enough to take these people back? As you can see, as I've already outlined, they're not on Crowder anymore. They're not on Hodgwins anymore. Maybe the Hodgwins and Crowder, maybe they figured it out before we did, and they just didn't say anything. They want us to figure it out on our own. They want us to do our own research. But let's all remember, these same woke companies, these people who are going woke, eventually they will go broke. And guess what's going to happen when they go broke? They're going to want us back. The question is, do you take them back? I say, forgive your enemies, but do not take them back. Never forget their names, because guess what? They will wrong you again. This is what I meant when I said flush the fakes out of your ranks, okay? If you go ahead and flush them now, guess what? They can't stab you in the back at a later date. Guys, this is John Claimer. If you like this content, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Sound off in the comment section. I'll see you guys later.
It's still up. No, it ain't.